I'm one of these people that literally uses apps for absolutely everything available. I'm a bit of a tech geek, and if the technology's there, I like to use it. You know, someone's gone to the effort of developing it, so I'm gonna use it. Today I want to talk about my top 10 travel apps. Using apps for traveling is like my perfect little calm place. Yes, I know I sound like such a nerd, but it's true. There's no point trying to hide it, you'll find out eventually. But first of all, I just want to give you a quick little update. We have quite a few people interested in buying the shop, so I could be off quite soon, which is really exciting. So it's the middle of October. I could realistically be out of here by November. I just have to decide where to start. So where do you think I should go first? I was thinking, because of this time of year, I probably want to start with either Australia or maybe Thailand, but I haven't booked anything yet and I haven't made my mind up yet, so please tell me, what do you think? Where should I go first? So let's get down to business. Number 1, Tripit. Of course, what else is it going to be? I really don't know how everybody on the planet doesn't use Tripit. I mean, it's just awesome. Tripit is just beautiful. So beautiful, man. It's like a centralized place for your entire itinerary. Whenever you get an email confirmation through, you just literally forward the email on and it automatically adds it to your itinerary. It reads the whole thing, you don't have to input it. And once it's in there, it starts to make a trip. And the whole trip has everything that you're doing listed there. So it has your flight details, it has your hotel details, it has all the activities that you're planning. If you have like a walking tour or if you have a gig to go to, it's all in there. And it saves everything, your confirmation details, it saves the location. You can open up a little map and it'll guide you there. It will also give you updates on if your flight's delayed, it'll tell you which gate to go to. It's just that the list is endless of what this app can do. Seriously, I think this is the app that every traveller should have this. I'm gonna start singing to it in a minute, so I should probably move on to number 2, Packing Pro. So again, if you're a nerd like me, you probably like making lists. Lists just calm me. But this app, basically it lets you make lists for each individual trip of what you need to pack. It also suggests things that you might want to pack. This has saved me so many times. The number of times I've almost walked out the door and I thought, I'll just check Packing Pro to make sure. Laptop charger. And I would have been screwed. So thank you, Packing Pro, for saving me so many times. Number 3. This one is probably on everyone's list, but there's a good reason for that. Google Maps. I don't really think I need to do much explaining about what Google Maps does. I just let it suffice to say that it's essential. You need to plan out how close different things are to your hotel, how to even get to your hotel. It can guide you places once you get there. It's just generally very useful to have. Number 4. Along those same lines, before I leave, I generally download a map of the underground or metro of whatever city I'm going to. So pretty much every city that has a metro will have a map, an app map. Every city will have a map app if it has an underground. The best thing is to download it before you go, because you'll probably need it as soon as you step off the plane. Do you mind? It's a good idea to have it already installed so you're not having to use your data when you get there. This is just generally good practice for not getting lost. It's much easier as well than having to look for the maps and then fight past all the other tourists to get to the map on the wall, and yeah, just download the app. It'll save you a lot of time and effort. Number 5, Nerd Alert. If you are a complete and utter nerd like me and you like to track everything that happens in your life, you probably want to use something like Expensify. So Expensify is basically an app which lets you track all of your expenses. It's actually designed for business travellers so they can claim all their expenses back when they go travelling, but it's great for personal use as well. You can split everything into categories so you can look back and see, okay, I spent 90% of my money on food on that trip. I should probably reassess my life choices. Allows you to do things like that. So you break it into categories. It can also store your receipts for you. So instead of coming home with millions of like paper receipts, instead of having this in your purse, you can have a nice empty clean purse, and it stores all receipts for you. You can even set it up so it reads the receipts and adds them automatically into the report. How cool is that? You don't even need to put in how much you spent, so you don't have to shame yourself. It just takes your shame away and puts the receipt neatly into a little category so that you don't have to deal with it. Perfect. Thank you, Expensify. Thank you. Number 6. Avios. If you're going to be travelling a lot, there is no excuse not to be collecting points for everything you do. Avios is like a centralised point system, so it can bring together like your BA air miles, your hotel, whatever you call them, loyalty points. So it brings together your loyalty points from all different places. So whether you are getting fuel for your car, or travelling, or staying in a hotel, or even just doing your like weekly food shop, you can be collecting points for all of that. So if you think how much you actually spend in a month just on life, you could be getting points for most of that. So there's no reason not to. That's like an extra, I mean, even if you spend a bare minimum, that's like an extra flight per year that you could be collecting just for doing nothing but living your life. So there's really no point in not doing it, because it's like someone saying, hey, do you want a free flight? Oh no, I'm okay, thanks. Why would you do that? Fine. Go get Avios right now. Start collecting points. 7. Taxi meter. So there are a couple different variations of this app depending where in the world you are. The one I use in the UK is called Taxi Meter. So basically what this does is it'll calculate for you exactly how much a taxi is going to be from where you are now to wherever you're trying to go. I just find this really useful because a lot of the time you don't know how far a place is, and you don't know if it's going to be worth taking a taxi, if it's going to be really expensive. You might not know how far it is to where you're going, or how long it's going to take, or what the local rates are, or whether it changes throughout the day. So this is just really helpful to know exactly how much it's going to cost before you leave, and it's usually pretty accurate. Number 8. This is another one that's a little bit vague, but generally whenever I'm going somewhere I like to download various different like city guide apps for that place. There are so many of them available, and it's just really handy to think of places to go that you might not have thought of, or get little tips and secrets about wherever you're going. Now these vary, some of them are a bit rubbish, but other ones are really, really good. The ones that I really like at the moment are the National Geographic ones. So this only has on it, I think it's London, Paris, Rome and New York. But to be honest, it's a pretty good starting point. And it has everything on there. It has gorgeous pictures, it has random facts about the area, it's got little tips on like local kind of customs. It's got suggested walking itineraries, great places to eat and drink. It's just really, really useful. So go and have a look for some decent apps to download. It'll also get you excited for your trip. It'll help you to plan where you're going. It's just a generally good thing to have. Number 9. So when I'm travelling, I always buy postcards for people back home. I just think it's a really nice thing to be able to send and let people know that you're thinking about them. But I always fall down at the part with the stamps. So I'll buy a lovely postcard and I'll spend ages picking out the right one for the right person, and you know, put lovely heartfelt messages on them, and then I'll be like, great, I'll post that. And then I just never actually go and find somewhere to buy stamps. I'm sorry, I know this is a really pathetic excuse, but it happens every time. And I always end up having these postcards scrumpled at the bottom of my bag when I get back to the UK, and I'm like, I can't really give that to them now, can I? And then it just ends up getting thrown in the bin. So they think that I don't love them, and I do. I'm really bad at finding stamps. So I find these postcard apps really useful. You can take a really personalised picture of your trip and you can send it over the internet, and you can sort of pay it through the app, which means you don't have to spend ages, or not spend ages, looking for stamps, and it sends them a real postcard from your very own phone or tablet, and it just, you know, it means they get it. I'm sorry for not finding stamps for you, but now it's not an issue, so everybody wins. Number 10. I'll never do that again, I promise. There's another general one. So I use iBooks. Yes, for reading, which is one thing. Honestly, I don't really do a lot of reading when I'm travelling because I tend to be out doing things. But what I do use this for is to store all my travel documents. So you can use any kind of PDF app. I just happen to use iBooks because it's there. So I keep my downloaded ticket inside this app. And a lot of people don't know you can do this. But did you know you can get through most airlines, most airports, just with your phone, instead of a boarding pass? So if you download your boarding pass, now don't take my word for it because some airlines are still a bit funny about this, they're a bit behind the times, but pretty much every flight I've been on this year, I haven't bothered printing out my boarding pass. I've downloaded it onto my phone and you just swipe your phone at the ticket barriers. It's probably a good idea to take a printed ticket with you as a backup, just in case. I don't want you like standing at the gate going, "Damn you, Juliana!" But it saves a lot of time. You don't have to faff about looking for your ticket and then like, oh no, it's gotten all ripped. You can tell I have an organised bag. It's much easier. You just swipe your phone. Sorted. So yeah, some kind of PDF app. Store all your documents. It's also safe to have everything, like a copy of everything there anyway, like a copy of your passport and all that if you're a responsible person. But yeah, just swipe your way through the airport gates. And everyone else would be like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Because they didn't watch my video, that's why. See, you're already ahead of the game. So that was my top 10 travel apps. I really hope it's been helpful. If you would like more videos like this, then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you next week. Bye!